Hello, and we are back to OpenClaw Agent World. It's been about a month since my last update on configuring Vada, my OpenClaw agent. A lot of iterations have happened with Vada, and I'm excited to talk about what we've been working on, what I've learned, and how we've improved. I would say that the core thing that I've been working on with Vada is, let's go to her GitHub repository, is skills. Giving her skills for her agent brain to incorporate. So you can see that this repository has a lot of files, and a lot of them I've added this last month. A lot of what I'm thinking about currently is go-to-market strategy for the startup that I'm building. So I am finding skills like this one, marketing strategy, on playbooks and giving them to Vada. What this looks like on a more technical level is, for instance, let's say brand voice skill. This is simply just a file with the relevant skill, and that gets put into the repository. Most of the times I have her do that herself, but the other way that I go about this is by making skills myself. So I'll show you what that looks like here. I'll start off with a prompt like this. I want to build a skill set for comms, both for my personal brand and capsules, based on Lulu Meservey PR work. For those of you who don't know who Lulu is, I'll just do a little bit of free advertising. She is just a total queen in terms of PR and comms. And I've talked about her before, but if you're doing any sort of work as a founder in terms of storytelling, probably worth looking into this personality. Anyway, so I basically am trying to build a skill based off of everything that Lulu has talked about on podcasts, in articles, anything that she's written about on Twitter, on Substack, whatever platform, and just aggregate all of the knowledge that she has shared publicly, whether that's a podcast or her own media platform. So then Vada gets back to me, giving me an idea of what she's thinking, like what that skill could look like. And then we iterate from there. So I give her instructions, like we need to compile all of these resources. Then she tells me about these resources that she's looked into, frameworks and ideas that she's mapped from researching Lulu. And then just so that I have transparency and an idea of what she's doing, I can visually see and check on her work, I'm making her create a Notion page off of this. So here we can look at the Notion page that she's put together. I've given her access to Notion. She can write in Notion, and I can click on all of these links. I can click through. I can check if there's any recent podcasts that I've listened to that might be missing here. Yeah, and we go back and forth from there. Once the skill is done, I just tell Vada, now you can add this skill into your repository. What's cool about this is that I own, obviously, the repository. What that means is these skill files are transferable. They're in this repository currently, but I can pick one skill out of that repository and use it for something else, or use it to set up an agent that is like just focus on comms. Right now, my strategy is just make Vada a generalist, accumulate all of these skill sets or create all of these skills for Vada. But what I would like to do in the future is create like sub-agents that are really focused on doing one thing really well. So this is just one thing that I've been working on with Vada. There are many more things. This pie chart that we put together is interesting. It's what I mostly do with Vada. It has been, to be fair, a lot of setup and infrastructure. Building skill sets is part of that setup and infrastructure. It's creating systems, automations. For me, I'm thinking a lot about content and storytelling and marketing right now as part of getting my product to go to market. So building out automations for that, content and social, coming up with content, doing content discovery on Twitter. I've talked about that in previous videos. Researching things that I don't have time to research. We do have still the video review panel here, which we can go into and like edit videos together. I haven't used it in a while, to be fair. I've just been busy, but it works. And I still need to publish these videos. So yeah, email and comms. This is actually a new thing. I have given her access to my Gmail, yes. And I just tell her to draft emails. I look them over and I just click the send button. So that's where that's at. I still love this. Like, this has definitely been saving me a lot of time. There are a lot of improvements that I'd like to work on still, but kind of how I'm currently using Vada, I'm sure it's going to look much different in a month from now, and I'll keep updating on the progress we're making.